now we get a chance to go into the Urban Center, play against it's a big challenge for our basketball team. Like it's a very good Texas Longhorn team. I think they're rated, 15th, 16th in the country. 16th. In the country, and Rick does a great job. He's one of the deans of the coaches, I guess, in our league, and he does a great job with his team. And they're coming off of a tough, hard-fought game against a hot Kansas State team. So it's so needless to say, it's going to be a big challenge for our guys, and of course we go on the road again, and we get a chance to find out a little bit more about ourselves. A big test for us.
How do you go about defending Abrams, such a shooter that he is?
Well, that kind of guy. I mean, you got to deny him the basketball. You can't let him touch it almost for the most part. And but not only that, I think whatever defense we're in, we got to make sure we find him. And then it opens up the avenue for other guys. We talk about James. He played real well here last year. He's really increased his range, put the ball on the floor, and of course Mason is just he's kind of the equivalent of a JT Tiller. Just does a lot of good things for them. Pittman, who's a big hoss. So, I mean, they got some size, got some athletic ability, and I think we got to contend with more than just Abrams with that basketball team. They do a good job defensively. They're athletic, they're long, and of course they have an opportunity to play at home.
Is it more dangerous to take on a team like Texas after they're coming off of a loss? I mean, just because 2 in a row is so rare for a team like that, or is it just more of a...
Well, I think the Kansas State game, no question about it, it wakes you up, especially at home, because I'm sure they're trying to contend for a conference championship like we are, and you got to protect the home turf. So I'm sure that's their mindset. But and then you got to remember also now, every game in conference play, there's only so many left. It becomes a big game, so it's a big game for them. It's a big game for us too.
Coach, through this last, I don't know, 3-week stretch or so, as you juggled your starting lineup, Damari Carroll's been one of the constants, and he's played really consistently well. How important has that been to have him playing consistently well, being the only senior starter?
I think it's very important, and I think that's the leadership we talk about. Sometimes you can set that leadership with how you play. And one thing about Damari, when he comes with his lunch pail every single day, and I think that's something that our guys feed off of, especially our young guys. And you can see when they don't bring it, it's hard for our young guys to figure out. Like Kansas State, I thought our guard played. I thought they didn't come with that mindset, and so our young guys really struggle as well. But he has been one of the constants. I think JT, night in and night out, you know what you're going to get out of him. So, but I think the great thing about our basketball team is you got some other pieces. Matt Lawrence, who's come off the bench, and Oklahoma State gave us some great minutes. Played well at Kansas State. So there are some other guys there that can hopefully pick up some of the slack when other guys are not having the big nights. Particularly, let's say the last game we just played. Leo has a great night. Damari has a great night. JT almost a triple-double. But I thought the guys that came in and did some of the other things, the role players, I thought they did a good job.
Can you expand upon that, the bench play with Marcus Denman specifically? I mean, just what he has meant, just upping his averages as you've gotten any conference with that? I
think he's growing, and a lot of people look at the averages, but I'm looking at what he does defensively. I mean, that's what I'm looking at. I mean, he's getting in there touching passes. He's fixing things on our defense. He's getting rebounds. He's having some great assists. He has some great assists in the game, this last game against Baylor. So I'm just seeing him grow as a basketball player, getting in and knock down free throws. So again, he's doing something. Kimmy English, who had the nod to start a few times. I think he helps us get off to great starts. And with young guys, again, sometimes they're up and sometimes they're down. But I think as you get in conference play, you can see the guys really start to evolve. And you can see some things really start to click. And I think they're starting to click with Marcus.
With the road.